Okay, I'm going to install the gas support ends, pre-drill them, that way when I recoat this with epoxy, the epoxy will go in the holes all at the same time. The book's pretty straightforward, page 308, 309. Find the center line, took my handy dandy tape measure, 64 inches across. But there's always that little filleting in there, so you mark 32 here. And mark 32 from this side. Look at two little lines, and in between the lines is where you want to mark your center line. The book calls for 7 3/4 away from the center line, so I had to get my glasses. I got that now. 7 3/4 is right here. I use a pencil because a pen will bleed into the epoxy. Flip it around, center it up. This isn't rocket science, so as close as good. Close is good, but better to aim for right on. Okay, there's 8, there's 7 3/4. Now we need to go up 15.5 inches. And that's easy peasy with one of these, but that's too high. So I'm gonna go 15 inches. No, I think it's 6. Yeah, I'm gonna go 16 inches on this short way. Perfect. The problem is the fillet in the bottom is going to stop this, and I want to keep this even and level. So I get to get my other little square. This one. Maybe if I sit on top of that, this is 3/16 thick. Okay. That's going to hold it square. That's almost, yeah, that makes me find that line really easy. Okay. Yeah, that's almost touching the bulkhead. It's close enough though. So 15.5. So I'm just use the 3/16 and run it up to half, or that much taller, so it's going to be 15.5. On here is actually going to be 15 and 11/16, no, 5/8, yeah, 11/16. So, but I'm going to mark it at 15.5 on here. Accounting for that, it's going to be 3/16 higher than what they call for in the book. That's just in case we change our mind and decide to get the bulkhead or the galley flat kit or the plans from CLC. So the bottom of the bracket's going to go there and there. So these are the brackets. They're Atwood SL50 SS P-3 or just P3-7. Sorry, 90 degrees stainless steel 10mm ball mounting holes 2. So the kit comes with 4 of these. If you're building your own kit, you can come up with something similar. The stainless steel is nice. These could use a good polish, which maybe I'll do before I actually permanently mount them. The way they want these mounted is the 7 3/4 center line is against this side. The ball's pointing out. The 15.5 is to the bottom of the bracket down. So 15.5 from the bottom here to the galley flat floor, and from the center line to here, 7 3/4. So that's how I'm going to mount them. I'm going to draw that out on the bulkhead with the pencil, and then I'm going to hold it up in place and then mark the 2 holes, and I'll drill those to maybe 1/4 inch, I don't know, and then I'll seal them with the epoxy, and then they're number 10 screws that, or as I was, number 8 screws that hold it in place. Got enough charge. So basically, I drew out those lines, drew out the lines. There's the 2 little tick marks, 32 from either side. Right in the center is the center line. When you put these on, they want them right here. So your little ball goes outboard, and that goes to the line like that. And then I'm going to mark the 2 holes and drill those through. And when I'm going to sand off the pencil marks, and then I'm going to drill those through, or they'll be drilled through, and I'll epoxy coat the holes. And the instructions say to wait for these until you have these put on, and then you to find the center or how high you want the hatch. So I might do that, but they do give a measurement of 11 3/4 down, 7 3/4 from the thing, and 11 3/4 down, and that should give you a pretty good idea of the height. But I got to make sure. We'll put the gas struts on it, and I'll have Teresa make sure that she can grab it and pull it down. So I don't, just got to clear my head, but it's got to be able to, for her to grab it. I've got the holes pre-drilled with a 7/64 bit. I'm gonna go in and do a 3/16 and a 1/4 inch step. I'm gonna go from the other side and from this side. I haven't looked in the trailer to see if it splintered it when I cut it, but that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, the holes came through, a little bit of tear out. These are another thing. They could probably have the CNC put the little 16th inch holes right here, so you wouldn't have to be doing all this figuring out. Whether you use them or not, you could decide that when you buy the kit, but the holes would be there, and if you didn't use them, they'd just be a little dot that, you know, blends in with all the other little dots all over the trailer. So yeah, I went 3/16 and 1/4 inch, and these drill bits are really nice. They self deburr the chip, and I'm doing it now. It tore out, yeah, but I'll use a fender washer on here, and it'll cover all that. And plus, I'm gonna probably put another coat of epoxy on this side too, so it's all gonna get sealed. 1/4 inch, 3/16 and 1/4 inch from this side. Beautiful. So now I'll epoxy those holes, and it'll give me a little wiggle room. I can make sure to torqued, and it'll be good. In the Malibu, they're shooting the pit. In Rincon, they're walking the nose. We're going on safari to the islands this year, so if you come and get